Hello, everyone. Thank
Hi,
you so much for being here. I'm Wisdom Seeker Joan, and I'm very happy to have with me today Terri Suzuki. How are you, Terri?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Wonderful. And SunPsychic Jean.
Hi, everybody.
Good to see you. And thank you, everyone, for being here. We're going to take a little bit of time to let some more people come in. All of those who aren't off at parades or barbecues or memorial services on this Memorial Day. Terri, do you have any Memorial Day traditions?
We don't really so much in my family. When my country grandma was alive, we would go to all of the different cemeteries that our loved ones were buried in and put flowers on their graves, whether they served in the military or not. She was particularly fond of the iris because where I live, the iris, or she used to call them flags, the
Oh,
old-fashioned
yeah.
flags. And so we put a lot of flags out on graves. Um, but, not so many people. Well, one of my uncles served in the military. He actually was in World War II. He was a bomber pilot. He wasn't the pilot, but he was like operating the bomber part or the guns or something.
Mm-hmm.
They went down in France, and
Wow.
that French village hid them, hid all of them. All of them that lived through the crash, they were all hidden, and they took care of him. And in fact, even I don't know, about 10 years ago, they had some sort of big celebration where they invited his daughters back to it and everything. So that was cool. Other than that, we haven't had a lot of people serve in the military, so we kind of used Memorial Day for all memorials.
Mm-hmm.
The only other person that served in, I think, the Civil War, he said he was quite a colorful character, and he said he only served in the Civil War so he could steal more horses. So he was a horse thief.
Whatever works. That's great. Well, I'm going to, whoops, comments. There we go. I just wanted to say hello to people and thank you for coming. Let's see. We have Dana and Hypnicity and Melody of Anna Lee. Thanks for coming. There's Craig and Oracle of Healing Light and Michelle Dwyer, Nivra, Wiki, Lisa Foster, Linda de Gonzalez, Akila B, 24, Mirella, Ricci, um,
Raw and
Carlene.
unconditional love.
Oh, wow. I'm impressed. Lisa Foster, lots of people, Lena, Nivra, Mika Gaddis, so many people, Jessica Lynn. Thank you all for being here. Melanie Walter and Andrew Gelfin's here and Linda Thompson. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it on this Memorial Day. How about you, Jean? Does your family have Memorial Day traditions, or is it a barbecue, or just a relaxing day off?
It's mostly about the food, the barbecue, the deviled eggs, and things like this, and a lot of family get-togethers, a lot of kids, and chaos, that kind of thing. This year it's a little quiet, but when I go back home, it's usually a big party up there. It's really nice.
Yeah, in my family, it was. I grew up in a small town about an hour south of here, and my sister and I met there last week because you have to plant all the graves and say hello to all the relatives and everything. So we did that, and that was nice. But I didn't go to the service because there's a parade through town, and in a small town, it's like the younger people are in the parade, and then when you get older, you watch and clap. But it's like half the town's in the parade and half the town's watching, and they go through town up to the cemetery, and then the president of the senior class gives the Gettysburg Address, and there's some veterans doing the 21 gun salute and some Civil War reenactors with a cannon, and it's all very lovely, and it's like a movie about a small town.
Wow, very nice.
Oh, but I did bring pictures today of my family members who have served. So let's see. Whoops. Because I can't run this very well, but that's my dad. When he was a young man, when he was in the Marine Corps, he was a bombardier in Korea.
What is his first name?
Robert R. Rabine. Yeah, and then this was my grandfather, who was the luckiest man on earth. He was in World War I, which was, a lot of people didn't come back from World War I, but he got shipped off to France and it was going out to the front, and then they announced the armistice. So the war was over before he had to actually fight. So he was very grateful for that. And then these are two of my great-great-great-grandfather's brothers who fought in the Civil War. And those two came back. And this guy. He didn't die during the war, but I think he caught some disease and he died shortly after coming home. And my great-great-grandfather didn't go to the war with his two brothers because I think he had a limp or he had a physical disability or something like that kept him out. So, from the Revolutionary War up through World War II, when my mom's cousins died in World War II, but we kind of skipped Vietnam and anything since then. But yeah, so it's an important day for a lot of people.
Wow, that's a lot of history in your family. Yeah, I can see that. Wow.
T. Barb said, my dad loved France, came back with a story about falling in love with a French stripper. Oh, that's great. And Terry, did you have no, you told the story about this, about the people in France. I can't remember if we told these stories backstage or since then. All right.
I hear you.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, welcome, everybody. So many people are here. It's so nice to see you on this Memorial Day. It's our regular Mondays, so we thought we would hold it and not skip it. Right.
And then there's Scott Scorpio Sun Tarot, who had a wonderful session with Linda G yesterday. I listened for a while, but if you haven't heard that, be sure to jump back in and hear that when you have time.
Very well done. Mm-hmm.
That sounds great. Well, we have quite a few people here, so let's get going. Oh, and there's Starfish HHI. Wonderful. Yeah. Thanks for being there.
Can I point out one thing?
Yes.
I noticed that I think on this show, we maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, we read for Fern. And she says it's at 1:37. She says, you guys were right about me finding a job before June. I start tomorrow.
Wow. Wow.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, how cool is that? And I know we read her on this show, so that's cool.
Very nice. Thank you very much for sharing the validation, Fern. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, there we are. That's wonderful. Helps. Congratulations. I'm really glad that worked out for you, Fern. And she's asking whether that'll be a good fit. Well, as long as we started with that, why don't we ask or address her follow-up question? I start tomorrow. Will this be a good fit for me?
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm going to use my...
I'm getting kind of a quick answer, but it's kind of hilarious. They're showing me a big oversized #2 lead pencil. And they're referencing a story that I saw in the newspaper just yesterday. There's a family that had a big oak tree was hit by lightning or something, and all the branches had to come down, but there's the big thick trunk of it. So he had a wood sculptor come in and turn it into a sculpture of a huge #2 lead pencil. And every year it looks just like you'd use in elementary school. And every year they have a celebration, a pencil celebration. People dress up like the pencil, and they have someone come in and put a scaffold on it. And there's a special tool where they sharpen the tip of it every year. So they were. This doesn't have anything to do with you, Fern, but the idea was that it's going to be like you're going to have to sharpen the pencil and realize that, start out really sharp and be on your best behavior and show them what you can do, but realize that it might take a little, if not retraining, a little bit of like you'll work along for a while and then things aren't quite right. And just know that you just have to kind of, like you have to go back and sharpen a pencil, you'll have to sort of go back and think, okay, things, they need my skills, but they do things a little bit differently here. So it's like going back to sharpen the pencil. You have exactly what they need. You're the #2 lead pencil with a perfect eraser and everything going, but it's just this application. I'm not saying that it's going to wear you down, but it's taking your skills and translating them into this new environment. Might need a little retooling, but overall, I'm getting a positive feeling about it.
Very nice. Good for you, Fern. How about you, Terri?
Well, I consulted my pendulum and I got a very decided yes, a really strong yes. And at the same time as the pendulum was working, they suddenly showed me you, Fern, in this job wearing a coat, and the coat's a little bit oversized. So what they're trying to say to me is that it's a good fit and you have a little room to grow. So you can grow into this role and really make it yours.
So Fern, what I got for you right away, that yes, it will be a good fit eventually. I think that there's a little bit of slowing. You are at this speed and the people are at this speed. So you'll need to slow down your speed and do it the way they do it, and then start back up again. And then you'll be able to take off. But they're not ready for you to take off the way so it's like you would have to just adjust. It may not start as fast as you'd like, and but just have the patience and you'll work up to it. But I think it's their progress, their flow that will need to be adjusted.
That sounds great. Okay. Here we go. Then let's try this one. This is Melody of Anna Lee saying, I'm trying to live with a lying, manipulative liar landlady who claims she's spiritual and she needs out. Will I find a room with a bath soon? Great. Okay, let's see if we can see if Melody is going to find a place to live that's more in keeping with what she needs. And if either of you would like to go first, go right ahead.
I'm seeing July. I'm seeing that you'll find something in July. I don't see anything in June.
That's exactly what I was getting. And then I pulled a card and I saw you moving to calmer waters. So that would be a good thing. I when I asked the pendulum or asked through the pendulum about July, it went in a circle for a while and then went yes. I went to August and said definitely by August, and yes by July, but I'm taking that to be perhaps later July.
Well, I heard either drums or heartbeats on my stage. And I was just kind of trying to tune in. What does this mean? What about the drums and heartbeats? And she said, so they're saying, um, you move kind of to a different drummer. And they said, when you start looking, your heart will know. You will know when you find the right place. So I guess just stick with your heart. Stick with what the heart knows and wants.
I hope that helps. Let's see, and let us know what you think, Melody. Let's see who's next here.
Yeah, so many people are here, everybody. So nice to see everybody. Thanks for being here. And Sharon Sipe is on the job.
Oh, Sharon,
Yeah.
congratulations for being the moderator of the year, or that was a wonderful recognition of all the moderators that Kevin had a couple of nights ago.
And
That was,
Melody says, thank you, ladies, that the waiting has been very difficult. So all the best to you, Melody.
yes, thank you very much. Well, let's see if we can get an answer for Michaela Butler. Will I be moving soon? I'm ready for a new beginning. Blessings and thanks to you all. Wonderful. Michaela Butler.
Yeah, the timing thing is really, really, really hard. I see that there's a possibility towards the end of the year, and that's a really tough time for moving, Michaela. But I feel as though you may be like moving in with somebody, like becoming somebody's roommate, so that you don't have to wait for a lease to start or a lease to end. Or you may be moving in together with a friend or a cousin or something like this. Um, I feel like it's a nice new independence and fresh, and things will be tight. You'll have one cup and one fork and one sofa. Like this kind of a starting over kind of thing. But it seems to be really fun for you, adventurous.
Terry, what did you get?
I it was funny. I was kind of taken to the Akashic records, and I sat down and it looked at her. I kind of looked at her book, and then it's kind of like she's beside me looking at her book. And but they showed me that, so it's the same message they always give me. This is human business, but they said it much, much nicer this time. They said, this is hers to write
Mm,
the book. So it's your choice. I doubled it up with looking at the pendulum, and I also didn't get anything until like the end of the year. So really closer to winter. So, but it was confused in the end of the summer. So maybe at the end of the summer, you start making the connections that you need to find out where you're going to move. So
Yeah, when I tuned in, the first thing I saw was a big red heart, and it was sort of like the background that we have with the clouds in the sky, a big red heart with wings, and I thought, well, that looks good, but there's movement there, and it's love. It's like you're doing this because you want a new beginning, because you're launching a kind of a new phase of your life, rather than the last person we read for who was trying to get out of a difficult situation. So this is a move of adventure and discovery. And then I pulled a card and got the Queen of Cups. And again, there's movement there, there's emotion, there's love, so I think what that is saying is, and then I got one that says, bring heaven to earth, Archangel Constance. So I think this is something that you can manifest for yourself, because it seems like this is like you're ready for a new beginning, and it seems like an exciting time. So put your emotion and your high vibration into it. And as far as timing, I was getting more August, September. So maybe a little sooner than the other two, but not immediately. But I've got a good feeling about it, that you're going to find a good place. And again, your heart will tell you whether it's the right one or not.
Yeah, be open to it, because I feel as though you're going to not be expecting it. Something's going to pop up and you'll have to make a quick decision, something like that.
That sounds great. All the best to you.
yeah.
Let's see.
While we're pausing a second, I thought I would just point out that Andrea Galvin gave us a little feedback. She has a friend named Dana who we read. I saw somewhere, she said, actually 5 months ago, I think, on this program, and we got bells and incense. I don't know which one of us got the bells and the incense, and it turns out she just moved right across the street from a church that uses a lot of bells and incense. So,
Oh, my word.
Wow.
Thank you, Andrea, for telling us that. And how would we
Wow.
ever know? Oh, my word.
It just helps to validate that that spirit is really working for us, and it's important for us to trust what we're getting, whether it makes sense to us right now or not. Yeah, that's really nice. Thank you very much.
Oh, I had a fun synchronicity yesterday. Doing the fun thing on a long weekend. I was washing the cars, which I haven't done in a long time. And as I get the hose out and do it in front of the house and everything. And as I stepped out of the house to get all the stuff going, I heard must have been a teenager who lives across the street playing My Funny Valentine. And
Oh,
that was my husband and I, that was our song. And he was kind of a car guy. He really liked to take care of the cars. So I think he was just saying, finally, you're going to get the cars all washed up and everything. So that was kind of a fun one. It's fun when you can kind of identify what the significance was of those types of things.
wow. Wow.
that's so sweet.
That's really nice. That's really nice. So Sophia Jean, I just wanted to let you know we do see your question. We're going to try and get to it. Okay. She just asked if we're taking only YouTube questions, but if you want to jump over, you can, but we do see your questions on Facebook, but thanks for asking.
Yes. So here's a question from Dana. My son's best friend named Omar died 2 weeks ago. He was almost 29 years old. Does Omar have a message for his family and for my son?
Oh, Dana, that's so sad.
That's a rough one. So young.
The first thing I felt, I didn't actually hear it, I just felt it, that he's I feel like I'm safe. Like he's almost like saying, I'm in a safe place. I'm safe. Like he's not lost. He's not wandering. He's safe. He's being taken care of. But he wants you to know. I'm not sure if that means something to your friend, but he wants you to know he's safe. Um, I see a Doberman, black dog with kind of brownish on the face, and the ears are kind of sticking up. And I'm not sure if this is a favorite dog of his or if this is a dog on the other side, or if there is like a guard dog, like somebody is guarding him. So there's something around safety, something around guarding, or perhaps a dog that is either here in this world or had crossed before him. But he wants you to know that he's safe, that he's in good hands, and he made it. Like he's in the right place. So if that's what they're wondering, somebody may be wondering this. How about you?
So I'm virtually getting the same thing, that he seems like he's safe. He seems he's still acclimating, not quite there. And for some reason, instead of just, I'm seeing Cerberus, which is like the three-headed dog of myth.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I'm seeing that dog. So I have a feeling that he needed protection, that he was afraid of what was happening. And so this being is guarding him, is helping him. That's interesting.
Yeah. What I got right away was I tuned in and I saw Boston ivy. I don't even know if I know the difference between Boston ivy and other types of ivy, but it was growing up a fence. And I thought, so what's this mean? And then it was showing me how tenacious it is and how, the Ivy League, all the buildings covered with ivy it can look nice, but you don't really know what's underneath. You don't know what's in it. There's lots of, I remember living in a dorm in college that was covered with ivy, and oh my word, so many birds were in there every morning. They'd get you up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So there was an air of maybe concealing something. But then I pulled a card and saw that I got the Four of Swords. So he's kind of resting now. He's there. He's fine, but not really totally crossed over. Well, yes, he's totally crossed over, but not really engaging quite a lot. He needs to kind of recover from this, and but I did get the feeling that he was sending love. And what else did I get? I got a robin. This new growth and potential. So he's on to his next adventure, and it said new growth and potentials on the horizon. Reach out and embrace it. So maybe that's the message for your son. But as far as Omer himself goes, he's on a new adventure, and it's like a springtime for him. Anyhow, I'm so sorry to hear that that both you, or that your son and Omer's family went through that.
And
Okay.
just when you were saying that, Joan, if I could just add a little
Sure.
clarity, and because I said I feel like he's safe. Like I didn't actually connect with him because I feel as though this was like an angel or a spirit guide letting me know he's safe, and the guard dog was there. Like it's almost I didn't really feel like I was talking to him, but I just had that feeling. And now that when you say that, I'm like, oh, it must have been a spirit guide or an angel letting me know he's safe, and that he's being taken care of. I don't think I've ever had that scenario before. So thank you for saying that. It added clarity to mine.
Wonderful. I love when it works out that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, here's Linda Thompson. Could I have a message from my grandmother, Addie? I never really knew her. So let's see what Addie might have to say.
Is this your father's mother, Linda? Only because I just recently read her father the other day. Is that your father's, your paternal grandmother? And I just was curious. Wow. So many people.
Yeah.
She's saying she knows you. She's saying she is watching over you and can still influence you. And she watched you when you were growing up, and that she still was hands on. She was helping, almost like, you know, how when you have a young family or a young mother with little kids, and typically the grandparents would pitch in. She said she was pitching in. Oh, it was her father's mother. She said she was pitching in while you were young, while your parents were young. This is when she was able to come in and watch over you. Like if you were in a playpen and your mom was in the other room making dinner or something, your grandmother was watching over you. This is what she's saying, that she was still hands-on and she was still a big part of your life.
And I'm getting Grandma Addie on the stage, and she's wearing a really old-fashioned apron, the kind way, I want to say 50s, 60s, maybe 40s, where it's thin and it's color. It makes you feel like a sheet. It usually is very flowered, and they have like little edging around it, and it comes over. It's like two-sided, your front side, your back side. It has pockets. Um, she's wearing one of those, and she's just so happy and proud that you're asking about her. And she definitely is the I know you. She knows you. Um, Even if you didn't really get to know her, she knows you. Um, and
She said she did wear an apron like that.
Yeah, and she's showing me something new, something different, where that she keeps saying the word alchemy, alchemy. It's like that somehow she helps you now, that she's part of your life, in that she helps with some sort of alchemy. I mean, like maybe she's almost like a spirit guide, and she puts out little things to help direct you, or to help put a little idea in your head. Or okay, she's kind of like, she's correcting me very gently. She says, "My love is like a little bit of alchemy. It's love. It's love, dear." So she says, "Okay, okay."
Beautiful. When I tuned in, right away my heart chakra lit up, and then out of it was like a spiral, like a bed spring, except it went all the way from her to you. So that she said, "Yes, we're connected," and in a way there's still movement. It was her way of saying, "I'm not dead. There's still movement between us. There's still interaction. I'm still watching over you." And then I pulled some cards and got abundance, step into the overflow, which is lovely. And I also thought this was a little weird. I got the King of Pentacles. And, that's the male energy. But maybe what I also got when I just tuned in was that when you were little, she loved seeing the traits in you that she saw in your father, too. So I think that's a little bit of what the King of Pentacles is. But these are two cards about abundance, and financial and otherwise, and coming through the family. So I don't know if there's a inheritance or other types of family riches in terms of traditions and just just that family line. There's a richness in the love of and kind of bounty of having a wonderful family like that. And a final card was the Wren saying, be bold and confident, use all your resources to create your dreams. So she was talking about abundance and taking that abundance and creating your dreams. I hope that that makes some sense to you, Linda. And we loved that you said that, yes, she did wear that, an apron like that. So that was very helpful. Okay. Let's see who's next. I'm currently looking for a new job, says CS. Do you see something soon? Would it be a company team? And will it be a company or team I will like and will stay at? Okay, so let's see what we can see for CS and a potential new job.
So I'm getting that you may need to do a little bit more due diligence and perhaps even interview your employer at the same time that they are interviewing you, and ask them questions like, what do you expect out of your employees? What do other employees do that help them to get recognized or receive increases or promotions or something like this. And you'll get a sense of the person who's interviewing you, and you'll also want to meet the direct people that you're going to be working with, like your manager, because it could be a wonderful company, and it all depends on the team that you work with, like you said. But so there's more than the people that you work with are really very important part of your job, as well as the salary, but I would say equally so. So you may need to do some research and ask some questions when you're doing interviews as well.
I got something different. I decided to consult the pendulum and ask the regular questions, like, will CS get a job before the end of the year, that sort of thing. And my pendulum did nothing. And then I asked it a little different way, nothing. And finally, I'm like, okay, so I'm asking the wrong question. And then a different question occurred to me. Will CS start her own business? And then it started to move just a little bit in a circle. So it meant you're close, but you're not there yet. So I asked, I don't know how this occurred to me, but it's like I asked, will CS find a job with contract work where she is essentially, or he is essentially his own business? And that's when I got a yes, that maybe the next job that you're going for could be contract work, wherein that you're essentially your own boss, you're kind of starting your own business. So, that's what I got.
Interesting. I tuned in, and what I saw was my pendulum, which is kind of a prism. And when I was asking about whether you'd like this new job, it was saying it's like a prism. All the light comes through, and then it creates, it separates into all these different colors, and it's all there for you. It's what you make of it. It's what you focus on. So I think they're talking about taking some time and doing some manifestation to really take back the power and, do what Jean and Terri are both suggesting too, but put some power into manifesting it. What is it that I want in the job? Because what you bring to it, and in terms of your energy, it's, as Jean was saying, the people at a job are the make it or break it thing, but it's also kind of what you bring to it and your interpretation of it. So think about that a little bit. And then I just asked the pendulum about, okay, so will she be in a new job by the end of the year? Yes. And then I started going back in months, and I saw you in a new position in by October. But I think taking some time to think about manifesting exactly what you want and bringing your vibration up to the point of, of what you want will help influence the outcome of this. But I think that's a great idea that your guides led you to, Terri, about contract work. That would be a way to get a foot in and really see before fully
So
committing.
you're in a company. You're just in a company in an oddish way, a way that you're in more control.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you, CS. And let's see. I'm not sure how. Okay, let's go to Jessica Lynn. Can I have a message from my spirit team? I like your name, Jessica Lynn. That's my.
Look at that beautiful mandala there.
That's beautiful. My son's significant other is a Jessica Lynn as well. Okay.
You're welcome, CS. Let us know. Keep us posted. She said, thank you all.
Oh, great. Thank you for seeing that.
So I'm hearing sort of like a cheerleader saying, you've got this. Keep moving forward. Believe in yourself. Allow things to develop, and they're just saying you're on the right track, you're doing the right thing, you're making all the right decisions, and to believe in yourself, to keep going. I just feel like a cheerleader, like they're just saying, keep going, you're doing great.
So more on that theme. I saw your spirit guides having a parade. They're like wearing like top hats that are all stripy, and they're playing instruments. They're walking this parade, but they're all mice, little mousies. And I'm like, okay, they're so excited and they're so happy. You're going the right way. You're following things. They're cheering you on. They're celebrating every little victory you have. I I just kind of get the feeling that they like your playful nature, and they would like to play more with you. So it doesn't mean that all your spirit guides are mice, but it could be that a few of them are, and it could be that you're a little more connected to the earth, you know. But that's good. They're just very excited for you. So
That's beautiful. And that kind of dovetails with what I got. When I tuned in, I saw you in an airplane, like an old-fashioned airplane where you're out there with no cockpit or anything like that. but you're not worried about this kind of rickety old plane. You've got somebody in front driving it, and you were just sort of primping your hair. And even with the wind in your hair, you still were just looking great and totally unconcerned about anything that was happening as far as the plane went. You just totally believed that you were going to get to where you needed to go and you were going to look good doing it. And so I started pulling some cards and got interesting ones. As far as your spirit guides giving you a message, I got the loon, who is saying, pay attention to your dream time. Messages of guidance will be drifting through. And also they gave me the archangel, they gave you the archangel Chamuel, who is saying, be what you want to attract. And he also is carrying he's an archer there, and is wearing he's got a bow and arrow and a necklace with a heart around it too. So be what you want to attract, both in love and in whatever else. And then I swear, I have shuffled these cards, and the next card I got from the Sacred Earth Oracle deck was magnetism. So I think in all three of these cards, and in what I was seeing in the airplane, it's like, live your life as if you have what you want, and it's just going to come to you. I'm sorry, I'm sounding like a one-note psychic here, but that's what's coming up, that you can really take some time, listen to your dream times, put some store in that. But they're saying they're there, and it's all kind of there for you. So that was nice.
And she said, "Thanks for the messages. I needed to hear them." Yeah, they're definitely giving you a big hug, Jessica, and you are doing things right. And just surround yourself with beautiful things, and read some oracle cards, and remind yourself that you're doing your work. You're doing what you need to be doing, and hang in there. Keep going.
Definitely.
So beautiful.
Okay. Here is Lisa Foster. Could I have a reading on my finances for the next 6 months? All right.
So, Lisa, I'm hearing that it's pretty much status quo. Things are going to get a little bit easier for you because of the summertime. And um, I feel as though you'll find additional income somewhere, somehow. Um, but it's pretty much status quo, but you'll have some bumps and surprises. But you'll be doing well. And I feel like you're being watched over. You're being protected, and make sure you say your mantras. Make sure you believe in the highest outcome, and you know, ask your guides and angels to let them know that you're grateful for the abundance that you have in your life. And allow it to happen. Believe it. In other words, it's important for you to believe it in order for it to happen. Yeah. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah. So, Lisa, I'm Facebook friends with you, and I just saw one of your last Facebook posts about your animal sitting business, like if people go on vacation and they need a sitter. And I was thinking, oh yeah, well, I saw that on Facebook. What else you got for me? You know, kind of like, no, I don't. They're like, remember, Terry, you asked that that if if something was important on Facebook, that I would be allowed to remember it. So I'm allowed to remember your post. So okay, so that's good because you know it feels a teeny bit like cheating when that you remember a post like that. But they are saying they said to me when I saw your post, they're like, she needs contracts and down payments. And so what they told me early when I saw that post, and they're reminding me, is that they want you to take your business up to a little bit higher level. They want you to use contracts where the people have to put down a down payment, and if they back out on you, you keep the down payment. That it's in the contract. That it's just out there completely. Um, you know, out there, and and then you need to stick to that too. You need to stick to that because you need income too. You need you are a business person and you need to make things. And then they said they also showed me that that you could use Facebook to increase your business by maybe once a week or so, uh, having a post with the animals that you're setting with, and a little bit about those animals and what you do with them. And again, they're saying in the contract, there's a place where they can check the box where that you can use the animal's name and picture. You wouldn't do it in such a way that you would reveal where the person lived or anything like that. But they're just saying maybe take it up a notch. And so I'm like, okay. And then what about the rest? What about the 6 months? And I noted I also got the same thing. I felt like you're going to do really well in the summer. There's going to be a tiny bit of a dip, but very status quo, like Jean said. But there's a little bump in November, December. They showed me like kind of a little puffy cloud, like you just grow a little bit there. So okay, that's what I got.
Very practical advice. That's great. What I got when I tuned in was I don't know if Alan Greenspan is still alive, but I thought that's what came to mind as far as being a financial advisor. And so he came in, or someone like him, saying, well, you know, the economy in the United States is going to be a little choppy. It's not as bad as it would have been with the debt ceiling and all of that. But overall, his message for individuals was, don't worry, it's not going to be a panic time, but there's still some volatility. So try to, you know, don't overindulge. It's not the time for big purchases. But again, it's going back to the vibration. If you need something, buy something. Don't deny yourself necessities and everything. But it's not. It's more about being conservative, is what he said, as a way to control your attitude and feelings about money. Because when you start feeling panicked about, oh, I'm going to make rent, am I going to be able to pay utilities? That just, it's like acid, and one bad thing follows another. So be a little bit conservative in your spending, even as Terri was saying, in the summertime when things are good. Just set some things aside. And then I saw that you might be coming into not a huge amount of money, but something unexpected. Maybe you'll get a nice tip from a wonderful client or something, because I saw looking in the couch cushions. Oh, unexpected money in the couch cushions. So I hope that turns up for you too. But let's see. Yeah, the whole feeling of calm versus panic. And then I pulled some cards and I got justice. But this, I think they're drawing my attention to the fact that he is holding the scales. So you will, you know, again, being paid justly for what you are giving is important. And let's see, we got a falcon who says, use your perception, your keen perception and skill in making decisions. And then the Archangel of Patience, who says, trust the process. You've put yourself out there, you're in business doing things, and you can know that you're good at what you do, you're giving a good offering, and trust the process that you've spread bread upon the water and is going to come back to you. So I hope that that is helpful to you. And thank you for your question.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. Thank you for what you do. She's such a kind-hearted, loving soul. So sweet.
Okay. Let's see. And we are, oh my word, it's almost been an hour.
Wow.
Nivra, can I get a message from my guides regarding my upcoming vacation and emotional cleanse? Ooh, that sounds good.
So I don't know what this means, Nivra, but they're telling me don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. They're saying some things are salvageable. Don't discard all your old habits. It's important to peel these things away and to process them consecutively or consistently or periodically. It's almost like you don't want to shock your system. So don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, whatever that means for you. And it's really beautiful that you're doing your work and that you're allowing self-care time during your vacation. And they're saying manage your expectations by doing this. You may feel better just by starting and getting maybe 2 out of the 6 done. It may make a huge difference. So don't put yourself under so much pressure. And that's very interesting. They just keep saying, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I'm not getting very much. I'm seeing them packing your bags, and it very, very practical packing. And then they're just proud of you, happy you're doing this. They're going to go with you. They're going to help you, but they're also putting in just a little bit of caution. They're saying, emotional cleansing isn't always fun. So hang in there. Hang in there. It's worth doing, but they're just letting you know that might hurt a bit.
Yeah. When I tuned in, the first thing I heard right away was pack light. And I thought, okay, but I was getting the impression that the meaning of that is you don't want to be held down by things, physical things, or maybe the emotional things. They want you to have that agility to take advantage of opportunities when they come up. If somebody on your trip said, oh, let's go hike over to this ridge so we can watch the sunset, you'll be able to quickly throw a bag in the car and join them, or in a backpack and walk off, or whatever. But just that idea of being prepared to take advantage of opportunities that come up. And then I pulled a couple cards for you, and one is the Ace of Pentacles, and that's about new beginnings. And I love the little arbor, doorway through the arbor, something new for you, and it might be profitable in financial or emotional ways. And then the Flicker, who's a type of woodpecker, who's saying new rhythms are coming into your life. You are encouraged to trust and adapt. So there might be some new rhythms, some new ways of doing things, and just kind of a new beginning. It sounds wonderful, and we wish you the very best on that.
She says that makes sense, that she's going to be in nature. So how lovely.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you, Nivra.
Yeah.
I like it that Wiki says, I'm taking that message too.
You can. That's great. I'm very pleased with that. And I just love it when, because that's happened for me too. When messages for someone else, it's like, yep, that would be for me too.
Mm.
So anyhow, gosh, this hour went by quickly. I'm very sorry there were so many other questions that we weren't able to get to, but we'll all be around soon in other places, and we encourage you to come back. Jean, where are you up next?
We have our Friday night with the Terrys. Terri Suzuki and Terri Lee and I will be on this Friday. I think it's June 2nd. Can you all believe it's June 2nd already? And at 4:30 Eastern, and is that 1:30 Pacific, Terry? Yeah, I think
Yes.
it's 1:30. 1:30 Eastern and 4:30 4:30 Eastern and 1:30 Pacific. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And how about you, Terri?
Well, I'll be there on Friday too, with the others. But I think after that, the next one is with Allie on Sunday at 10 Pacific time. So, yeah.
Wonderful. And I'll probably be doing, I'm not sure, but I might be up on Thursday night for a meeting with the mediums on Allie's channel. And again, all of us do private readings. And if you're interested in any of that, all of our links are in the description below. But we thank you so much for coming and sharing some of this wonderful weekend with us. And we just wish you the very best. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Thanks,
Bye now.
everybody. Thanks, Joan. Bye bye.